Law enforcement fights crime in our neighborhoods. The eyes and ears of the community can prove vital in these efforts. Stay vigilant. Your tip could crack the next case. This is a KLFY Plus exclusive. Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome to this week's edition of Acadiana Crimestoppers, the show which partners law enforcement and community to help solve and prevent crime on our streets. In this episode, we will cover the crime of the week parish by parish. We will also talk about a program where Lafayette City Marshal deputies deter children from a life of crime. In addition, we'll have a discussion with St. Martin Parish Sheriff Beckett Bro to find out how his department is tackling crime in St. Martin Parish. We begin in Acadia Parish, where authorities are looking for suspects caught on video entering a home without authorization. Here's Sheriff KP Gibson with the crime of the week.
The Crime Police Department needs your help to identify 3 suspects involved in an unauthorized entry of a residence and criminal damage to property case. This incident occurred on August 31st, 2025 at approximately 4:25 a.m. in the 600 block of Northeastern Avenue. The suspects were captured on video surveillance at the residence and are described as white males with medium to large bills. The picture may also be seen on our Crimestoppers Acadia Parish Facebook page. If you have any information regarding the identity of these suspects, you're urged to call the tips line at 789-TIPS or download our P3 app on your mobile device to report your tip. All callers will remain anonymous and can receive up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to their arrest. Be the difference. For Crimestoppers Acadia Parish, I'm Sheriff KP Gibson.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 789-TIPS. You could earn up to a $1,000 cash reward.
In Iberia Parish, deputies are asking for your help identifying a man accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of equipment from a local business. Investigators say the suspect was caught on surveillance video at Iberia Aggregates on the Northwest Bypass. He was seen walking through the yard and breaking into company trucks. Business owners say it happened in the early morning hours and that the man may have been scoping out the property the day before.
They got stolen, so I called my wife, who works in my office, told her to start checking the cameras, and she pulled it up pretty quickly within an hour. We knew about the time frame because we have a guy get to the shop at 6 o'clock in the morning, so we knew it was before then. So she pulled it up pretty quickly, and I seen a male walking around the trucks, opening doors and toolboxes and then everything else.
The Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office says the suspect was captured on surveillance video. Stein says they're offering a $1,000 cash reward for the return of the stolen equipment and hopes someone recognizes the man responsible. Lafayette police need your help solving a shooting that left one man injured early Sunday morning. It happened right after midnight on Cypress Street. Officers were dispersing a large crowd involved in a physical disturbance near Jefferson Street. That's when police say a shot was fired. Officers located a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment. Here's a look at the suspect Lafayette police are looking for in connection with the shooting investigation. If you know the identity of the subject, call Lafayette Crimestoppers at 232-TIPS or download the P3-TIPS mobile app. Welcome back to Acadiana Crimestoppers. I have 2 guests with me from the Marshal's office today. Of course, everyone knows Marshal Reggie Thomas, and then we have Deputy Tyrone Alexander. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you.
Thank you for having me.
And the reason why I wanted to have this discussion is because you brought up the DARE program, and I just thought it was really interesting. You said you guys took it over a few years ago, right?
Yes, this is our 3rd year having the DARE program. It was very important to me that we would get out and go to different schools and talk to the students. You know, a lot of times when you come into a school, the kids have a certain you know, they look at police officers and they might be in fear of police officers. So we wanted to go into the school, we wanted to connect with the kids, and it was very important to me that we do that.
Yeah, and what do you do with the DARE program?
So I'm the DARE instructor, so basically after we finish the academy, it's my job to go inside the classroom and teach the kids about the program that we host at our office.
And that has to be just so fulfilling for you to be able to go in these schools. And how are you received and basically at the beginning and maybe at the end? You probably see a change in the kids, right?
So I will say the marshal could contest. Day 1, it was kind of hectic because they was like, why are we here as law enforcement officers pushing in their classroom? But today, like for instance, I had to cancel class to be here, right?
Yeah.
The kids are upset and they want the program. So now they're actually invested in the program. And when there are things that go out of order where we have to not go, they're actually looking for us. When we're not there, they hold us accountable. So it's really a good thing to have us in the classroom.
And what are the age groups that for this DARE program?
So the program is actually from kindergarten to 12th grade. The K through 4 is where we do our visitations, where we go in the classroom, just introducing the program. So when they come to 6th grade or 5th grade, if that school has it, we start the program where it's the elementary curriculum. And then we go to middle school where we teach the middle school curriculum. And then that curriculum is a 10-week program also. And then we go to high school. We try to do it in 10th grade.
And why is it so fulfilling for you? Can you just talk about being a DARE instructor and what it means to you?
I can say that at the beginning, it was kind of tough because the academy was very hard. It was 2 weeks long nights, long days where we had to go to the academy. And when you had to learn 20 lessons in 2 weeks, it's hard. If you know anything about going to school, it's just like they piled it, and they expected you to learn what you had to learn. But when I can remember, I had a young man in my class, first class, he missed 27 days of school. And when I talked to him, I was like, hey, I need you to do better because I can't tell you that you're my best kid, or I can't help you if you don't talk to us, right?
Yeah.
He had a conversation with us, and I can say when he finished the program, he had never missed another day of school. So he ended up finishing the whole year because at our office, once you finish the program, we put on a big celebration. And like I tell the kids, if you don't do your part after I leave, I can't let you come celebrate because that means you didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
He met me, and he said, hey, I didn't miss school since the last time we had our conversation. So that was a big impact. And then when you have the kids that's looking for you, it's like, man, when I go to class, it's like I see a lot of people looking up to me where I could be a role model, and my role models was who I went to. Yeah. So it's touching because I see the difference in the kids. And I can say that they know that they have a friend here. They know they have anybody they can call on. Now at the marshal's office, you see the difference where they're not afraid to talk to us. Yeah. At the beginning, they were scared of law enforcement officers. The marshal came, hey, we're gonna be community first, and that's what we are. We go to the kids, let them know, you need anything, give us a call, and we're that friend that you're looking for, but they know we have to do what we have to do.
And that has to be so rewarding for you as well. That's why you started this or took over this program 3 years ago. What does it mean to you, Marshall?
What it means to me is showing the community, and not only the community, the kids, the parents, that we want to work with you. We work with anybody and everybody. And I tell my guys that all the time. If we work in the community and we work with the kids and the parents, then we get trust from the parents. One of the biggest things I love to see is graduation. Graduation is something that all the kids get T-shirts. And, you know, we give awards, and we actually have an actual graduation. Yeah. And when Deputy Alexander came to me and he told me about it, and he told me what he wanted to do with graduation and how the graduation works, I was thinking, well, that's a big task, you know. And this year, I think we're graduating over 300 this year. Wow. So it's not a small task, it's a large task that we took on. But we enjoy doing it, we enjoy the kids, we enjoy the parents, and we love being at the schools.
Because you guys really make a difference, like you said, making a difference in a kid's life. And you don't know what trajectory some of these kids were on. Mm-hmm. Maybe they would have chose a life of crime. Maybe they were on a bad path. And maybe just by interacting with you guys set them on the right path. So you changed a life. And that has to mean something.
It does. It's good. Like you said about the graduation, you have to understand it's a lot of work that goes behind it. It's not where we just show up today, hey, we're having a ceremony tomorrow. We take weeks because, like the marshal, we meet with our command staff. We make sure that we pick the best keynote speakers. We pick the best people to come out there and give an impact conversation with these kids. That's not gonna just be, hey, don't do this, don't do that, where they actually touch them and have those conversations. But this celebration is one of the best because a lot of work goes behind it. Our team makes sure that it's successful, and the kids really enjoy it.
Another great thing that's happening at the marshal's office. Thank you guys both so much for joining us on Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Many of you hear about Crimestoppers and how it helps solve crimes in communities across Acadiana. In today's St. Landry Parish Crimestoppers report, we explain how the program works.
You're watching St. Landry Crimestoppers.
For many years, citizens have heard me and my many predecessors speak in various forums on serious crimes, our need for information, and the ability to submit anonymous tips through Crimestoppers. But how does this work? Do people actually get paid? Here's the story. What is now known as St. Landry Crimestoppers started in 1982 as a partnership between local government and local law enforcement. It is now a private, nonprofit entity that supports all of law enforcement throughout St. Landry Parish. There are board members that oversee all operations, to include the approval of payment for tips that result in arrests. A person can make a phone call, which is received by a call center out of state, provide information anonymously, which is transferred to the Crime Stopper coordinator and the administrative assistant. The tip gets routed to the agency or agencies with jurisdiction. The tipster can text communicate through the same confidential tip line with the Crime Stopper representative to update information and to receive notification when an arrest is made and the tip closed out. The tipster will then receive an assigned control number to bring to a prearranged bank to receive a cash payment. State law prohibits the release of the identity of anyone using Crime Stoppers to provide tips. So please, if you have any information of any crime, call St. Landry Crime Stoppers at 948-TIPS or download our P3 app and tap the app to say it here and submit your anonymous tips. On behalf of the St. Landry Crime Stoppers Board, all of our law enforcement partners throughout St. Landry Parish, and our sheriff, Bobby J. Guitros, thank you and have a blessed day.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 948-TIPS. You could earn up to a $2,500 cash reward.
Authorities in St. Landry Parish are looking for 2 suspects wanted for different offenses. Lauren Blanchard Leger is wanted for accessory after the fact to second-degree murder, failure to render aid, and obstruction of justice. Her last known address is in the 900 block of Canterbury Road in Opelousas. Authorities are also searching for Melissa Gross. She is wanted for felony theft. She is known to be in the Lafayette, Ville Platte, Opelousas, and Carencro areas. If you have any information on the location of the 2 suspects, call Crime Stoppers at 948-TIPS or download the P3 Tips app.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back to Acadiana Crimestoppers. This week we are visiting with St. Martin Parish Sheriff Beckett Bro. So I think it's your first time on Acadiana Crimestoppers, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here, and a lot going on in St. Martin Parish. You were telling me that you guys are fighting crime every day.
Absolutely.
I'm sure, Sheriff, it's a really hard job.
Absolutely.
But you're doing it as good as you can.
Well, and you know, we give, you know, I always said this, we give criminals 3 choices: get your life right, become part of a great community, move out of St. Martin Parish, or become a resident of 400 St. Martin Street, which is our jail.
Yeah, and I don't think you want to live there.
No, you don't want.
So, how is the crime? How is crime in St. Martin Parish? Are you guys tackling certain types of crimes? Have you had crimes that maybe you guys are putting a little more emphasis on, like maybe car burglaries or anything like that, drug activity?
And I think no matter where you live, you have issues with you know, burglaries of cars. You know, individuals leave their cars unlocked or leave their guns in a car, which is an easy target. You know, and we try to combat that, and one, by telling everyone, take your guns out your car and your valuables. Don't make it an easy target. Lock your doors, of course. But we got a special crime unit that's focused on that. You know, their job is out there to go to high crime areas and focus on that crime. And look for suspicious activity, basically.
So you guys have basically created like a task force.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
Their job is to find the areas of high crime and go tackle that crime.
Right, and look, you got all assets of the department working together, which is intelligence, where we reporting, where we get reports of crime. That all goes together, and these individuals are sent to these areas to look for criminals and individuals that are trying to take advantage of, you know, hard-working people.
Yeah, so basically the amount of calls you guys are getting in, maybe crimes that have already been reported in those areas, that all goes into the database, and then you guys have basically a map of where to target, and then your task force goes out and targets those areas. When was that task force created?
We created that about 1.5 years ago, and what we did, you know, myself, Henderson Police Department, Burbridge Police Department, and St. Martinville Police Department came together, and we all supplied, each one supplied someone assigned to this task force. So we, you know, information is crucial, and knowing the individuals that commit crime is very valuable for our crime fighting. And putting these individuals in the same room, working together, has been a benefit to not only the department, but curbing down crime and catching the individuals that are committing crime.
So it is a collaboration. It's a
Absolutely.
collaboration between the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office and all the surrounding departments.
Absolutely. Look, we talk about, working together to make a difference, and that's not only departments working together, that's the community working with the department. We can't solve crime or without the help of the community. It's got to be a collaboration. It's got to be, like I said, working together to make a difference. And the difference is put a criminal where he belongs, in jail, so he can stop. We all want to raise a family in a safe environment. Yeah. And working together, we can get that done and accomplish our mission.
So, of course, you guys are trying to bring down crime in St. Martin Parish. Have y'all seen results from this task force?
Yes, absolutely. It's almost like hunting. Trevor, you hunt in a certain area, the deer is going to move in a different area. And same thing with this. It's my focus is St. Martin Parish. I represent 54,000 people, and my focus is to make sure these individuals are safe and the criminals, go commit their crime somewhere else or don't commit it at all,
Yeah, every parish, every community has problems with crimes. But what you're saying is that you guys are actively trying to sniff it out, you're actively trying to stop it, and you guys are using intelligence and getting into the modern age in terms of trying to fight crime.
Oh, absolutely.
You're staying ahead of the criminals.
Yeah, you have to these days. And it's not just a matter of individuals calling, giving us tips, but we've got cameras, we got, certain assets that we use within the department, within the agency to fight crime. And let me tell you, it works, and it does a great job. Every camera or every individual that talks for us is like having another officer out there. Yeah.
Sheriff Beckett Burrows, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we hope you come back.
Yeah, sure. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back. Our partnership with law enforcement continues next week. Join us as we show you more wanted fugitives throughout Acadiana. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas will be with us once again. We'll see what other suspects he is looking for in Lafayette's Most Wanted. We appreciate you tuning in to Acadiana Crimestoppers exclusively on KLFY+. We will be back next week detailing the latest crimes to be solved and perps to be brought to justice.